Wizards of the Coast needs to stop doing this. Today, in this video, we're talking about value boosters. What I want to say is that Wizards of the Coast never learns their lesson. But this time, it may be a little bit different. Welcome back, everyone. MTG Moxman here. Thank you again for hanging out with me on the channel. And a reminder, if you enjoyed today's content, like and subscribe to the channel. Turn on your notification bell. New content comes out every single day. Now, with Bloomburrow and all the spoilers we've just seen, as if Wizards of the Coast didn't have a nice little bit of wind in their sails, a little bit of excitement building because of this spoiler season and how powerful the cards are and how well received the artwork and the set overall generally is being appreciated by players, they go ahead and do something that they've done before that hasn't normally gone over very well. Actually, every time they've tried this, it seems to have failed that I can recall. But let's all get on the same page. Let's take a moment and read this. This is value boosters. That's what they are. It says, at select retailers, you may see a new kind of booster available. Well, collector boosters are perfect for fans who want all the coolest cards, and play boosters are built to bolster collections by being opened to play Magic. Value boosters are smaller, lighter boosters that contain a handful of new cards that any fan can enjoy. A budget-friendly way to experience Bloomburrow. Each value booster contains 3 commons, 2 uncommons, and 1 wild card of any rarity, and 1 card that may be a land, a traditional foil, or a special guest. Now let's take a moment to digest what we've just read. When you think about all the ways Wizards of the Coast can introduce players to Magic the Gathering, and we've got intro boosters, kind of like the starter deck back for Bloomburrow. We saw it come on, and Assassin's Creed had it too. And now they go ahead and introduce an entirely new product when they've been trying to slim down their product lines because they were failing. Now, why at this time, why at this juncture have they decided to introduce a product like this? You notice the wording they've used? Smaller, lighter. Very interesting. It does remind me of Epilogue boosters in a way. Now, the pricing will be very important for this product, and my initial take on this was just how upset and frustrated I was with the idea of a product like this. I want you to know, I don't like the idea of these, but that doesn't mean that it's not going to be successful, because something is different this time that most players aren't going to factor in because we're diehard Magic fans. And that is, there have been a lot of new Magic players joining the game. I have seen younger kids playing recently at some of the stores I visit. These are the 12 and 13-year-old type kids coming in to play some matches. Now, when you think of these value boosters, we don't know the price point, but obviously with so few cards inside, they are going to cost a lot less. And Wizards of the Coast has done this before. I remember back in 2015 being at a Walmart, and they had them up on the shelves, these like 8-card booster packs, whatever they were back then. M15, I think it was, what I was looking at. And they had also these PlayStation packs and Xbox packs of Magic cards. Very thin amount. Only a few cards inside. I think I got like a Jace or a Garruk as like the special card the odd time when I opened a whole bunch of them. But the idea that those failed and were not reproduced afterwards doesn't mean they're not going to try again. And what makes it different is Bloomburrow. I want you to picture a grandma, a grandpa, an uncle, and aunt at a Walmart, at a Target. They're walking down the aisles, they're checking things out, and they see those products, and they know their niece and nephews are kind of into this stuff. It does remind me very Pokemon-esque, the way they're doing these smaller booster packs. I've seen those at Dollar Trees and Dollaramas, right? So they're going to be cheaper, smaller, great stocking stuffer idea for players, right? You say, hey, I can get my kid a few of these, like 3 or 4 packs. It'll give them something exciting to open. The consumerism that is built inside us will say that's not a bad deal. Why get 1 pack of play boosters for, I don't know, $8, $9, whatever it costs for a play booster back individually, when I can get 3 or 4 of these, right? That's how the mindset will be. Even though there may not be as great of cards or a selection of cards inside, that may not stop people from buying them. And then you got a picture at a retailer on their shelf. you're going to have Bloomborough products, right? Collector boosters, play boosters, and at select retailers, we'll get there in a second, you see a value booster box. And the price is whatever the price is going to be. I still think it'll cost a lot less. And even an average player will buy some packs. Just like Fallen Empires back in the day. We would be buying Visions for like $3.50, but we would throw in a Fallen Empires pack for 75 cents because it was cheap. Toss it on there. I'll crack a pack in the back. Maybe I'll get lucky and get like a what do you call it, C-Sing or whatever it was back then we were hoping to get. Guys, the difference is Bloomborough, and that's why they're trying to put it together with this set. Doesn't mean it'll be successful every time, but it does give them a foothold that if they can make it work, keep it cheap enough, and get the margins right, they can make a lot of money doing this. A really large amount of money. Because it's low overhead, cards already exist, just being repackaged into probably tighter, smaller boxes, just like we saw with Epilogue boosters. And when they say lighter, to me that says it's cheaper on shipping. We can put a whole bunch in there. Now, select retailers. Let's get to this select retailer thing. There is a reason I would think, if I was Wizards of the Coast, that I would like to say only at select retailers. And that is, we're not sure how it's going to go over. We don't know how successful it's going to be. And we didn't print a massive amount after what happened with Epilogue and what's happened with Assassin's Creed. This product has to be cheap, has to be functional, and it has to get players in there. And we've seen the like with things like the theme boosters, where they were like $6.95, I think, in Canada. And they had those different 2-color themes inside. And you get, 20, 30 cards, whatever it was, to kind of augment your collection. This will be different than those, but it's on the same vein of just budget retailing because we can. Not because there's a real audience for it, but because we recognize the consumer better than they realize themselves, and we can make a lot of money doing this. And although I personally am very irritated by it, and I don't like the concept of this type of dealing, I understand what the market will tell them. I understand how it's going to play out for MTG Finance when they look at those numbers and say, we can put XYZ in there, the odd time you get a spicy card, and that will attract even a regular player who's buying a couple of Bloomborough packs, looks over and says, they're like $4? Yeah, throw me in there. But the price memory may remind some of those players that $4 used to be what we paid for an actual draft pack. And now we're paying that to get like a 7-card booster pack, 8-card booster pack, whatever. It's one of those things, like I said, it irritates me, but I understand the market. I understand they're going to make a lot of money doing this. Now, the real kicker will be, is if it does well, do we see it go out to the masses? I will contact my stores and find out just where this is all going to end up. Are any of the stores getting it? Is there a special way they had to order it? Or do they get a certain amount of boxes to kind of test out? Because even most stores I know would take a box. They would take a box or two. If it's cheap enough, they will be able to move it, and they recognize that. Even if their margins aren't great, they know that lower priced items do sell pretty quickly if it's a decent set, which Bloomborough definitely meets those criteria. So, guys, you let me know what you think. I hope that you guys get some comments in here. I hope this video reaches out a little bit so we can see a real consensus on how players feel about this type of product coming back to the market, because it's been here before. Guys, thanks a lot for hanging out. Thanks for being with me here on the channel. I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow for another video. Have a great day today. Shop smart, shop as smart. Hey guys, thanks for hanging out with me today. Right now, you're going through the credits of all the amazing patrons we have here on the channel. Now, when you see all these Patreon names here, these are the supporters of the channel who help me keep things going here, keep the lights on, pay for everything, and because of that support, it's possible for daily uploaded videos. So if you're a patron or a YouTube membership member, guys, thanks again for supporting the channel. Now let's get to that Ramble Jam. Welcome back to the Ramble and the Jamble. Guys, I'm irritated, yes, but it's going to make money because they're attaching it to Bloomborough. They're doing it as a trial run, a test pilot, as it were. They'll probably put it in, let's say, 5%, 10% of stores, and we'll see how things play out. But I've seen it before. I want you guys to know that I may even have a booster pack or two somewhere around here of that era when they did this before. They even used like mainstay sets, just smaller booster packs. I think they were like $3 back then, Canadian. $3 Canadian for this like 6, 7 cards, whatever they were. really thin packaging, and it was actually, they even had it in a clamshell to kind of hold everything in place, like, you know, the cardboard backing and stuff. I got them at Walmart. I remember buying this stuff. I remember opening a whole bunch of packs because they were cheap, so I'd buy like 20, 30 packs at a time. Yeah, I should have known better, but I was younger, and I was just having fun. So that's how a lot of people, if I take it that way, that's how a lot of other people will take it as a consumer. They're like, that's a couple of packs. Don't worry, you got to live a little. Not realizing they're not going to get real value for those packs, but they will have fun opening them. And there is value in that. So, whew, I don't know, guys. This is just one of those weird ones. I can't believe they're doing this now. We gotta get rid of brawl decks. We gotta get rid of clash packs. We gotta get rid of, but we're gonna introduce this because, you know, we're wizards and we're like cool.